The Philadelphia Eagles are currently sitting on a powder keg of talent that the rest of the league is terrified to touch. While every other team in the NFL is scrambling to figure out their identity for the upcoming season, the Eagles have assembled a roster so loaded with elite, top-tier playmakers that it feels less like a professional football team and more like a carefully crafted weapon of mass destruction. But there is a massive, uncomfortable truth hidden behind the shiny rankings and the star power. A truth that could either lead them to a Lombardi trophy or see them implode in a historic fashion. We are going to expose exactly why this roster is the most dangerous experiment in football today. And by the end of this, you will realize why the internal pressure in Philadelphia has reached a boiling point that most fans aren't even prepared for. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. The landscape of the NFL is shifting. Every year, the league's top power brokers, the executives, the scouts, and the tactical minds who actually pull the strings, quietly grade the best of the best. They break down every position, every snap, and every movement to create a hierarchy of power. When you look at the results for this year, one thing becomes crystal clear. Philadelphia is not just competing. They are hoarding elite talent at a rate that defies conventional logic. They sit near the very top of the league, trailing only the Detroit Lions in terms of sheer numbers of top 10 ranked players. With 8 of the league's best athletes spread across the roster, the mandate is clear. This isn't a rebuilding year. This isn't a developmental project. This is a championship or bust window that has been pried wide open. But why does it feel like this team is constantly dancing on the edge of cliff? Consider the rhythm of the last few years. It has been a volatile, exhausting roller coaster. One season, a run to the mountaintop. The next, a demoralizing exit in the wild card round. It is a cycle of heartbreak and brilliance that tests the sanity of anyone watching. Can they finally break the pattern, or are they destined to repeat the same mistakes? But before we get into the breakdown of the stars, you have to understand the specific, cold reality of their running back room. You might think you know what they have in Saquon Barkley, but the data and the voices from inside the league tell a much more complicated, almost tragic story of a player fighting against the dying light of his own prime. Saquon Barkley is a name that commands respect, but his current reality is far more nuanced than his highlight reel suggests. Voted the third best running back in the league, he finds himself chasing the shadows of Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. Think back to the magic of 2024. That was the year he looked untouchable, a wrecking ball behind an offensive line that was, quite frankly, a masterpiece of engineering. He was the king of the gridiron. But then the script flipped. The 2025 season hit, and for reasons that have become a subject of intense debate among league evaluators, the wheels didn't fall off, but the machine certainly stuttered. He still managed to churn out over 1,100 yards, but the explosive, earth-shaking runs that once defined him, they vanished. He had 13 fewer runs of 20-plus yards compared to the year before. The metrics from advanced tracking systems are even more damning, showing a massive slide in his efficiency and his ability to create yards out of thin air. Is he a finished product? Some scouts say the offense around him collapsed, making it impossible for him to thrive. Others point to his vision, suggesting he needs the game to be perfectly scripted before he can find a crease. Who is truly to blame for this drop-off? The star back or the architecture of the scheme around him? Drop a name in the comments below. But while the offense faces questions, the defensive backfield is where the real drama is unfolding. With 2 first-round picks who are turning the league upside down, the secondary is becoming the most fascinating unit on the team. But wait until you hear why one of these stars is causing a massive identity crisis for the coaching staff. Let's talk about Quinyon Mitchell. When the team used a first-round pick on him, it was a move that surprised the traditionalist who had seen the franchise ignore that position for over 2 decades. It was a massive gamble by the front office, and it has paid off in ways that defy expectations. He is being hailed as the 6th best cornerback in the league, and the consensus among the league's elite personnel executives is that he is rapidly closing the gap on the top 3. He's tough. He's sticky in man-to-man coverage. He is effectively taking the opposing team's best receiver and erasing them from the game plan. The numbers are staggering. He allowed fewer than 5 yards per target last season, the third best mark in the entire league among those targeted frequently. He is, by every metric, a lockdown force. But there is a burning question that lingers. How much higher can he climb before the league finally treats him like the household name he is becoming? And then there's the enigma of the defensive backfield, Cooper DeJean. If Mitchell is the technician, DeJean is the wild card. His presence on the top 10 list sparked a fiery debate across the league. Is he a safety? Is he a slot corner? The coaches have decided he is both. He is a Swiss Army knife, a player capable of holding down the middle of the field or diving into the trenches of the slot. He is the first Eagles corner to achieve first-team All-Pro status in 2 decades, a stat that tells you everything you need to know about the lack of elite talent the team has had at that spot until now. He hasn't allowed a single passing touchdown in the slot over the last 2 years. But even with a secondary this elite, the interior of the defensive line remains the true engine of the team. And that is where things get truly controversial, because the battle for dominance between the two men in the middle is turning into a full-blown internal rivalry. Jalen Carter. The name alone strikes fear into offensive coordinators, but the reality is much more complicated. He is ranked as the third best defensive tackle in the game, a position that would be the envy of any franchise. Yet, there is a loud, growing sentiment among evaluators that he isn't even the most impactful player on his own defensive front. Carter is a game wrecker. When he is on, he is unblockable. But the consistency, that is the missing piece. Coaches are frustrated that he flashes brilliance for a few snaps and then gets neutralized by average blockers for the rest of the game. It's a frustrating contradiction for a man of his immense gifts. And right there, standing next to him, is Jordan Davis, the 330-pound mountain of a man who has finally found his rhythm. Voters have started choosing Davis over Carter in their rankings, citing his sheer, relentless strength and his ability to hold his ground against double teams. It is an incredible story of growth. Davis isn't just a space eater anymore. He is a playmaker. Remember that field goal block return. He hit a top speed that hadn't been seen by a man his size in years. He is becoming the heart of the defense, while Carter is left to battle the weight of the massive expectations placed upon his shoulders. But if the defense is the heart of the team, the offensive line remains its soul. And at the tackle position, there's a veteran who is defying the aging process, even as the league waits for the inevitable decline. Jordan Mailata sits at number 4 among offensive tackles, a testament to his freakish athleticism and his ability to transcend whatever chaos is happening in the scheme around him. Even in a year where the offense struggled to find its identity, Mailata was a constant, a pillar of stability that prevented the whole thing from collapsing. He is the rare breed of athlete who does everything well, and for a team that relies on moving the chains, he is their most precious asset. But then you have Lane Johnson. At 36, he is the elder statesman of the unit. He missed nearly half of the 2025 season with a Liz Frank injury, a career-threatening issue that would have retired most players. Yet he is back. He is feeling good. But the question that haunts the training staff every single week is, how much tread is actually left on those tires? The team relies on him to be elite, and when he is, they're nearly impossible to stop. But the margin for error is razor thin. If the line holds, the offense can thrive. But the defense has a new anchor, a player who wasn't even on the map just a short time ago. The story of Zack Baun is the kind of underdog tale that makes the NFL what it is. Zack Baun is currently sitting at number 4 among all inside linebackers. To understand why this is a massive deal, you have to look at where he came from. He wasn't the star recruit. He wasn't the top 10 pick. He was a part-time player who fought for every single snap he earned. Now, he is a cornerstone of the defense. He was one of the only 2 linebackers in the entire league to appear on every single top 10 ballot across the industry. He is the perfect fit for the defensive scheme, a player who can blitz the quarterback or drop back and diagnose plays before they even happen. He is the engine that keeps the defense moving, even when the rest of the unit is struggling with injuries or inconsistency. It is a testament to the fact that talent isn't just found in the first round of the draft. It is found in the guys who are willing to bleed for it. The pieces are all there. From the high-flying potential of the secondary to the gritty, hard-nosed production of the linebackers and the veteran leadership on the offensive front, this is a team that has every tool required to build a dynasty. But the weight of the last few years hangs over them. The fans are tired of the roller coasters. The front office is tired of the narrow misses. This season is not just about rankings or accolades. It is about proving that this collection of stars isn't just a list of names on a piece of paper, but a cohesive force capable of dominating the league. As we look toward the start of the season, the pressure is immense. Every single snap is a test. Every game is a referendum on their legacy. They have the talent. They have the history. Now they just have to prove they have the heart to finish what they started. Will this year be the one where everything clicks, or will the weight of these expectations finally become too much to bear? The answers will come on the field, in the cold, hard reality of the Sunday afternoon lights. Keep your eyes locked on this roster, because when these players perform at their peak, the rest of the league is simply playing for second place.